All right, so here we are. It's as finished as this card is gonna get. I got a big job coming up, and I just don't have the time to keep. I think you can keep fooling around and messing with and dialing these things. It's a never-ending process. But fortunately, the build that I did this for, the guy was a mechanic. He now owns a tree service, so we swapped out some work. I had trees to be taken down. But this build I pulled, it was a 670 Predator swap, 6-inch lift kit, all brand new everything on the front end. I stripped it all the way down to the frame and polished it, like a stage one polish. That I would, it was not a regret, but I wouldn't do it again. It takes too much time and you cannot see the frame on this thing. Also pulled the rear end apart, inspected it, and put in a limited slip kit from Brad Porciano. So there's different shims you can put in the rear end. He plans on pulling his boat in and out of the water with it, so that was necessary. Anyways, with that said, I'll show you the cart and then I'll go over a couple of things that I learned from it. So there's still a little left to go. He's got to put the bumper on it. I cut the headlight kit in it. I was happy with the lift kit on here, but one thing that I wasn't happy with was the nivel. He paid over $800 for these tires and rims, and I had to use lug nuts that I had sitting around here. It did not come with chrome lug nuts, and that's kind of bogus when you spend that type of money on it. So everything in the front end got completely replaced. Put a bazooka bar for the audio on there, the dash, and unfortunately this didn't work, but all he's got to do is swap it out. It's a cool feature. 2 USBs and a voltmeter on there. The key switch, ignition switch came from Vegas. This came from Amazon. The steering wheel was Nivel. I don't have the right bolt for this, so I can't put the rest of the top on it. He'll have to take care of that. The seats are kick-ass. I think he said he paid $800 for these. Right now, these are just sitting up here. There's a bracket that's going to have to be made to fit to the back. The rear kit that's on here, I love this one. This came out of Nivel. This will fold down. The whole back of it folds up, and there is a trailer hitch underneath there. And the cup holders on the back are cool. This cart, when we got it, it was I think he paid $700 or $800 for it. It didn't have the top on it. So again, with him being a mechanic and my time being limited, that's up to him if he wants to put the top on it. I absolutely love this kit that comes off of Amazon. It's about $100 for the headlights and the tail lights. It also came with that USB thing that didn't work. That's because it's from Amazon, and it comes with this, where you have hazard lights, headlights, turn signals. The way these turn signals work are really cool. Headlights, even a horn. So this is the engine, and this kit came from Vegas. That's Comet 780 clutch. And the spring for the secondary probably should still be replaced. The belt slips a little bit. The governor is still on the engine, but this was a cool setup here. What he can do if the kids want to take the cart is just simply cut these zip ties off. You can cut the bottom zip tie off here on the governor. The cart will run at about 2,800 RPMs, or you can leave that intact. Cut the top one, and you get about 2,200 RPMs. So where I'm getting these RPMs from is this. It's a mini tack. You just wrap it around the coil. This is temporary, but this is kind of how I dialed the cart in. The other thing I would suggest too, if you do the swap, replace this. This is the existing shifting lever, and I cleaned it up the best that I could, but it's sticky. I would definitely get a new one of these shift lever. So right now, this battery is just temporary. He'll have to get the right one that goes in here. But I brought the electronics back here, and one of these fuses is for the light kit. The other fuse is for the bazooka bar. One of the things that I wasn't happy about was where the wire is for the starter for the start circuit. I'm sorry, where the fuse is for the start circuit. And that fuse is located back here. So as you see, it's a pain in the ass to get to. That's a hindsight 2020 thing. I would have moved that up to the front had I known where I was putting the other fuses. But it's okay. I mean, it's probably never going to pop. It's just going to be, if that fuse does ever pop for the start circuit, it's going to be a pain in the ass to get to. This is my third build. So one of the things I learned from the other one is replace the bushings that come here. The lift kit does not come with the bushings, so order additional bushings for the top and the bottom. And again, here's that fuse for the starter circuit. Here's another thing that drives me nuts. Put so much money into the cart and we didn't change the factory rubber for the brake or the gas. So there's also a hesitation in the engine and the low RPM range. And I think for that, unless somebody knows better than I do, I cannot get to the idle. I can't open up the idle jet in the transition circuit, and that's where that's coming from. It's on the low end. So I think that Manuka carburetor is probably the answer for that. It doesn't go through the RPM range very well. There's that hesitation in the beginning, but I mean, it works. But that's a dial. I tried a different set of jets in it, the high altitude jets that came with it, didn't fix it. So anyways, there's like I say, it'll never stop. You'll never stop tuning this thing in and getting exactly how you want it. And I've just simply ran out of time. If this was my own cart, it'd probably over the next couple of months, I'd keep making changes slowly. But all in all, it's a beautiful cart, man. It looks spectacular. If you would have seen what this thing looked like before we did all of the work, yeah, it's a night and day difference. So to do this to a cart, it's got to be a labor of love. It's got to be something you enjoy doing. If I was going to charge somebody to do this after, like I said, this is number 3 for me, 5 grand all day would be the labor. There's with pulling the rear end, definitely 5 grand. So if you wanted a gear change or something to that effect and take everything from A to Z, 5 grand would be worth my time. Other than that, it's something you got to do yourself, or you have to really, just like me, I enjoy doing it. So I didn't have any problems trading off work or something. It's a friend. But I learn from every cart that I do. This is only number 3 for me. And every time I do one of the carts, so my cart is coming up next. I'm going to go kind of crazy with it. Parts wise, this is roughly, like I said, I think he got the cart for $750, something like that. It wasn't running, engine was locked up. We knew we were going to do this to it, but I think he's got anywhere between $6,000 to $8,000 into it, plus the $1,000 initial investment. And then if you were going to add 5 grand labor, you're at about $15,000. So why would you do that and not just go buy a brand new one? Well, because you get it the way that you want it. This thing has, you can't get a limited slip rear end. You're not going to get a 22 horsepower golf cart, so you get what you want out of it. You can kind of build it the way that you want it. And everything is brand new on it, so I see no difference between this and a brand new golf cart. Plus, this tops out currently at about 25 miles an hour. I'm not sure where brand new golf carts top out, but you can make that top end do anything that you want. You can do anything that you want when you custom build a golf cart. So for the same money, the same price, yeah, I'd just build one or have one built versus I think brand new right now for Club Car DS, they're going for about 15. So same price and you can build it the way you want it. Anyways, that's a long video, but I hope maybe you learned something from what I learned. And thank you for watching.